So how is it going, guys, and welcome back to another Fallout 4 video. And today I'm going to be doing a bit of an updated version of everything we know so far about the Far Harbor DLC expansion. The last time we did this was about 3 weeks ago now, and ever since then a bunch of info has came out. I mean, you guys know we've had a trailer that's been released, we've had a bunch of new info as well. After the trailer that's also came out, from achievements to brand new creature names that have been released, and just a bunch more info that I thought I'd go ahead and cover into this video today and sort of make it into a hub video, just sort of like a place you can go to learn everything we know so far about the Far Harbor expansion. So as always, hope you all do go on to enjoy this video today. And the last time we did this, we got close to 4,000 likes, which is absolutely insane. So if we can hit that again today as well, that would be awesome. And let's get straight into the video itself. So as many of you guys may or may not know, the official release date for Far Harbor is May the 19th. So as this video is being uploaded on this day, it's only 10 days away now until we can get our hands on this awesome expansion. Now, in addition to this, there is actually one requirement that needs to be met in game before you can actually begin Far Harbor, and this is coming directly from Fallout's Twitter. On May the 6th, they actually stated, in order to start Far Harbor, you'll need to complete getting a clue on the main quest line. So getting a clue, for those of you who don't know, is a quest that's quite early on in the game. Pretty much when you reach Diamond City, you'll get this quest given to you by Nick Valentine, pretty much the one where you have to investigate Kellogg's household and stuff like that. So it's a pretty easy requirement. I'm pretty sure that most of you guys already watching this video have already met this, but just in case you don't know, you do have to have completed this main quest to actually begin. So if you haven't yet, make sure you do so before the Far Harbor expansion does actually release. Now let's get into a little bit more info about Far Harbor itself, and if the name hasn't given it away yet, yes, players will be led through a place called Far Harbor, which is essentially a fictional depiction of Bar Harbor, which is a popular tourist destination in Maine. In the game, you will travel off the coast of Maine into the feral world, which is of course Far Harbor, and it's there where higher levels of radiation have given the island a bit of an eerie quality. This is also the place where you'll be searching for a young woman and a secret colony of synths. And a little bit of story about this young woman so far. The young woman is believed to be the daughter of another woman who you'll come in contact with, who actually speaks in the trailer for a period of time, commentating over it, telling you to find her daughter. So presumably the daughter is the young woman that the description for Far Harbor actually does state. Now, of course, Far Harbor itself is going to feature a bunch of new creatures, weapons, armor, and much more that you can look forward to. 3 of these brand new creatures were actually spotted in the trailer. Now, of course, there's going to be much more than this, but the ones spotted in the trailer are pretty much as follows. Number 1 is the Fog Crawler, which is pretty much this huge, scary and creepy looking type creature that moves very, very quickly and looks sort of like a praying mantis type creature. And we know this is known as Fog Crawler because when Bethesda actually uploaded the official image of this to their website, in the URL bar, it did actually state Fog Crawler. So presumably that is the official name for this creature. Now, another creature that was spotted was some form of a mutated anglerfish that pretty much sits in the water waiting for you to walk by, and when you do walk by, this thing is going to pounce on you. Now, once again, it's currently not known what type of creature this is going to be or the name of the creature, but it does, seem to be some form of mutated anglerfish. And thirdly, we have what a lot of people believe to be a gecko. Of course, the geckos are in Fallout New Vegas and stuff, and we only really get a brief look at this from behind as well, so it's not really too confirmed or anything like that to what this is going to be, but a lot of people believe this is a gecko because of the way it moves and the sort of the way it looks, and I just don't know. Once again, nobody really does know. I believe it to be some form of mutated salamander, because geckos typically aren't in the environment that Far Harbor is actually set in, unless of course it's some sort of gecko that actually fits the environment. But who knows, it's kind of unknown at the moment of what this is, and once again, it is something that I guess we will have to wait and see when it does actually drop. And just to finalize the whole creature side of the video, a couple of things that we want to mention here from the trailer real quick. We have the feral ghouls that were spotted, which are seemingly different versions of feral ghouls with like netting and stuff to sort of match up with the Far Harbor theme. And then we also have as well the skeleton of what a lot of people believe could possibly be a ghoul whale. And for those of you who don't know, the ghoul whale is sort of a myth within Fallout 4. In fact, an NPC in Bunker Hill actually speaks and tells the story of a giant ghoul whale known as Old Peg. And if you want to see a little bit more information based around that, I've done a previous video where I sort of go a little bit more in depth and talk a little bit more about the ghoul whale. But who knows, man, it's definitely possible, and it's what a lot of people believe is actually the case. And to finalize the whole creatures thing, we have an achievement that I want to talk about, which is Hooked, which the description for this reads: defeat 30 sea creatures in Far Harbor. And that sort of just lets us know that they are definitely making more use of the underwater areas. It sort of lets us know there's going to be a lot of sea creatures to fight against, and just in general they're going to make more use of it now, because in the vanilla game of Fallout 4 the way it is now, there just isn't enough in the water area. So it's just cool to know, and I can't wait to actually get seeing what that achievement does actually entail there. But anyway, moving on to the armor and weapons, and it's fair to say there's going to be a lot of different types of new weapons, probably new types of ammo, new armor, and some of this was actually spotted in the trailer again. So I'm going to quickly cover this to finalize the whole trailer footage, and then we'll move on to some more info. So for the armor, there was actually quite a few pieces of armor found, 2 new whole sets, which we'll talk about first. Which is one, the marine armor, and we actually know this is called marine armor because once again, in the image Bethesda uploaded, it was actually called marine armor, and this looks awesome. This is honestly, in my opinion, one of the best looking armor sets in Fallout 4, but again, there's going to be more, so who knows what other armor there will be within Far Harbor itself. Now, the other full set of armor, which was actually spotted from the trailer, was in this scene right here, where he's actually fighting in the water areas against the fog crawler there. And what's interesting about this is a lot of people do believe that this is some form of scuba gear, I guess, in a sense, where you can breathe underwater. I don't know, it sort of looks like robot type armor to me. But again, we don't know the name of this, they haven't really uploaded any images of this, or just in general given any info about this armor. So all we know is that it's a brand new full set, and of course it is going to be included within Far Harbor itself. As for the other sets, well, they aren't really full sets. I mean, we have a few clips here of some of the brand new shoulder and arm pieces that we're going to be getting, but just not in a full set from what we've seen. And again, we're going to have a bunch more, and it is for us to kind of find in Far Harbor itself. As for the weapons, well, there's a lot to talk about. In particular, 4 brand new weapons spotted in the trailer. Again, there's going to be a bunch more, but just 4 that were spotted in the trailer that I do want to talk about here. And to begin with, we have a brand new lever action rifle that you can see in this scene from the trailer right here. And I mean, we don't really know too much about this weapon apart from the fact that it is a lever action rifle, looks awesome, and hopefully will be pretty decent in terms of damage. In addition to this, we have a brand new assault rifle spotted in the trailer, believed to be heavily based off the VG-15 assault rifle as its sort of in real life counterpart there. Whether or not this weapon will be any good is yet to be known, but it looks awesome, and it definitely looks like it could pack a punch, especially with some different types of legendary variants that, it definitely does have some possibilities there. And for the final 2 weapons, we have a fishing hook, which is the melee weapon that was shown, and then we have the harpoon gun, which is pretty damn awesome. The harpoon gun is a weapon that a lot of people sort of knew about because it was actually in-game files when Fallout 4 initially released, and when it was actually modded into the game, it was sort of like a very early model. I mean, the thing wasn't modeled correctly, and of course because it wasn't actually properly in the game at that current moment in time. But anyway, that's just a few of the creatures, weapons, and armor that we are going to be getting in Far Harbor. I mean, Far Harbor itself is 2.68 gigabytes in file size, which is pretty damn big, and you can imagine what Bethesda is actually going to cram into that. And just for comparison, the Automatron DLC was a little bit less than a gigabyte in size, just as a little bit of a reference there for you guys. And of course, that leads us on to the price point of the DLC itself, which is $25. A statement basically came out from Bethesda themselves, sort of talking about the price point, sort of comparing it to Oblivion Shivering Isles, which was $30, and as many of you guys may know, again, Far Harbor is $25. They pretty much stated, although Far Harbor is bigger in size, Far Harbor is the biggest landmass for an expansion that Bethesda have ever created before, it doesn't feature as much content as, Oblivion Shivering Isles did, which is why they sort of priced it at $25, which I guess is definitely a reasonable price for one of Bethesda's main DLCs to be released. Something else I do want to mention here, a lot of people do get confused. There is going to be much more DLC content coming after Far Harbor is released. A lot of people think, is Far Harbor the last DLC? That is not the case. Far Harbor is just the beginning. It's the first big one. And of course, there's going to be a lot more bigger DLCs to come in the future. And to finally wrap this up, I'm going to be going over just a few pieces of information that was gathered recently Number one is there is a brand new magazine, of course, being introduced into Far Harbor. There may be more brand new magazines. This is just one of the ones that you can collect to get an achievement, and this is known as the Islanders Almanac, and pretty much that's an achievement that you can obtain, which is to collect all issues of this magazine. You can also see the image for this achievement as well, just to give you guys a little bit of an idea of what's going on here. And to quickly cover the achievements, I know I covered a lot of the achievements in a previous video. We have 5 brand new quests that we now know because of these achievements. Presumably these are main quests because the achievements are simply to complete these. We have Close to Home. Once again, the images will be shown as well. We have Far From Home, Where You Belong, The Way the Life Should Be, and then Cleansing the Land. As for the other achievements, we have New England Vacationer, which is simply to discover 20 Far Harbor locations. Then we have Push Back the Fog, which is what I actually want to talk about here, which is unlock 3 Far Harbor workshop locations. And for those of you who don't know, if you watch the trailer real quick, which I will leave linked down in the description down below, the person commentating talks about a fog that kind of sends you crazy on the island, or it's supposed to send you a little bit crazy from the description that he gave about this fog. So I'm presuming this mysterious fog that's on the island, you know, of course, the way to actually push it back and have it open for settlement locations is just to simply find those settlement locations and push it back that way. That's sort of the vibe I get from the achievement name there. Then we have, of course, Just Add Saltwater, which is to cook 1 new Far Harbor recipe. There's going to be a bunch of new, you know, food recipes and stuff like that in Far Harbor. And then, of course, the last one, which we've already covered in the video, which is Hooked, which, of course, is to simply defeat 30 Far Harbor DLC sea creatures. And that, my friends, is pretty much the majority of the information that we do know about Far Harbor so far. We've covered the release date, how you actually start it in terms of pre-game requirements, you know, all the stuff from the trailer, the creatures that were known and stuff like that, creature names, armor names, just everything that we know so far into one video for you guys here today. Now, I know a lot of you guys already knew a lot of this information, but considering I didn't actually cover some parts of this in any videos, I thought, you know what, why not just go ahead and make an updated version of this, and hopefully for those of you who were looking for information about Far Harbor did find this helpful here today. As always, if you did, be sure to leave a like down below. You guys have been smashing it with the likes. The last time we did this sort of video, it got nearly 4,000 likes, so if you can try and hit that again, that would be absolutely awesome. And just one quick thing I do want to mention here, again, I do like to kind of mention this at the end of videos, but I am going to be live streaming Far Harbor the second it drops in my area or country, live on YouTube. It's going to publish in your sub box as soon as I actually do go live. So if you do want to tune into that, make sure you do subscribe. Once again, we are going to be going just playing for like 6 or 7 hours straight and seeing what Far Harbor has to offer with a bunch of you guys in the chat and interacting with a bunch of you guys there as well. So hope you enjoyed. Subscribe if you guys are new around, and I'll catch you guys next time with a brand new video. Peace out.